as magical as before when we thought chess was like the epitome of human intelligence. Now you're like,
But
yeah,
it still is the epitome. Well, Go is more complex anyway, right? And now computers can beat the best Go players.
yeah,
Which is really wild.
it's wild, but you still lose some of the magic when computers can do
You're
it.
a sweetie. You're such a romantic. It's so cute.
Well, for sure. Like imagine I don't know. So back to sex toys. Imagine a vibrator could please a woman 1,000 times better
Yeah.
than another human can.
Yeah, don't be selfish. Let her use the vibrator.
No, I know. But I'm telling you, there's exactly. So some of the magic is gone of human-to-human interaction.
Right, but the magic is only magic to us because we're dumb.
You call it dumb.
Yeah, I call it currently dumb.
Limited cognitive capabilities that enable the appreciation of the human condition. Yeah.
Well, I am a firm believer that there's beauty in the world, and I'm a firm believer in the beauty being in the eye of the beholder, and that human beings that find more beauty in things are inherently more fascinating and interesting and attractive.
Yeah.
But if you looked at it as a calculation, like what's it doing? It's moving into the next stage of existence. Do you think that whatever we used to be, Australopithecus, do you think that they would make fun of the people with shoes on? Look at these losers with fucking shoes on. Think you're smart. Think you're smart with your clothes, living in a house. Like, they probably long for the good old days, and they're running from jaguars. You know, they probably long for the good old days when they didn't know shit. And now all of a sudden they're using agriculture and trying to figure out when the storms are coming. Like, so much work. So much better when we just got eaten by lions. So much better when we're just running around, sleeping on the ground. Most people don't survive. You have to fuck as much as possible because you got to make kids because they're all going to get eaten.
Yeah, but again, stories like Brave New World paint an end point to this trajectory that's not. It's
not good.
There could be an optimal place where you stop, right? It's like, of course, it's tempting to say now we're in the optimal place, but it's not obvious to me. For example, there's many brilliant people that are working to extend life, right?
Yeah.
Yes, extending the quality of life, improving the quality of life is a really worthy pursuit. It's an obvious pursuit, and it should be. It's fascinating. It's a beautiful one we should invest in. But do you want to live forever? To me, a lot of people say, like, yes, you should be able to choose when you die. But to me, it's not obvious that living forever is going to maximize happiness. There could be death, the fear of death, the finiteness of things, the finiteness of experience that are pleasurable, is part of the human condition. It's not obvious to me if you remove that's not going to significantly decrease the amount of happiness.
Well, it
in
will
the human
decrease
life.
the amount of happiness. It's like if you ever played a video game on God mode,
Yeah, exactly.
it's boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Just
What is
running around
that?
shooting everything because there's no consequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no consequence. We desire consequence. What we're doing is dealing with these instincts, this coding, behavior patterns of civilization and of organisms that have, been evolving and have been working their way out to get to the most efficient and best method possible for fucking millions of years. What we're going to do is continue that process. And I think we should just enjoy what we enjoy right now. We should be very appreciative of the fact that we haven't made that transition yet. And I think we're probably the last of the Mohicans. We're probably the last of the regular people. And I don't think we're going to be able to look back 100 years or 1,000 years from now and say that this was better if they solve all the problems that wreak havoc on people's lives emotionally and psychologically and in terms of like war and famine and disease and all the problems we have with poverty and slavery and resources of the earth being exploited by a select few and damaging the environment in the process. Like all these things that we know are absolutely wrong about what human life is capable of, even today in 2023. If we could eliminate all of that, we would, and we will. I think that's what we're going to be. We're going to be some new thing.
The interesting thing about expanding out to other planets, that life will be extremely harsh on those planets. So that explorer experience where resources are highly constrained, extremely challenging. So building up a civilization on other planets, that might have the same kind of romanticized humanness that we're talking about now. Here on Earth, everybody would be just like in a pool of pleasure, just connected to a VR where just they're constantly just dopamine everywhere.
Remember when The Matrix first came out and you're like, that's stupid?
When was that? 90s?
I think it was 90s. 99? You think?
Yeah.
Somewhere? Yeah, in that range.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, so silly. That could never happen. Now you look at it and you're like, oh, that could 100% happen. Like how many thousands of years from now before it has to be like that? But if you're giving people the option to live a completely free life where you're the hero, you're the bad motherfucker, you're riding a motorcycle with your shirt open and you get all the girls and you're fucking shooting guns at the sky and the UFOs come and they take you on a trip and every day is wild and magical and you're running from tigers and you barely get away. And you're like, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
You're going to do it the same way you play, what do they
Call
play?
of Duty?
Call of Duty. StarCraft, that one too. All that shit. All that shit that people are Battlefield Earth, whatever. All that shit that people best movie ever. All that shit that people play. Like, what are they doing? They're trying to. It's more fun than regular life. You know, it's if you have a boring ass life, and instead you could be sniping people from a rooftop and winning, and like jumping, off the top of a building and landing in a canopy, and you live and. This is wild. You're doing this fun thing that's very exciting, whereas regular life is not exciting. We're so easily manipulated in that way. We're so easily stimulated, and we're willing to give up a giant percentage of our time already to these things, whether it's to our phone or whether it's to video games that we play and Xbox and PlayStation and all the shit that people are just addicted to all day long. It's not much different to go from that to the next level, to just be completely integrated with technology. And I think it's inevitable. I think it's just a matter of time. I don't know how many years, but I think we're going to look back on these years of fucking riots in the streets and cops killing people, and we're going to go, God, we were so dumb back then. We were so concerned with romance, and meanwhile, it was all this suffering and all this hate and all this jealousy and anger and all this misdirected rage, and now it's all gone. And now people work together to like create symbiosis and balance on Earth with all the natural elements, the plants and the trees and the water, and we live in a carbon neutral way.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem that the chaos is a side effect, like a recent one, because of social media, because of all of us being connected. Does it not feel like somehow different than the early, like even like around 9/11? It just feels like the drama, the tension wasn't there.
It wasn't there like this.
Like this. So this is some weird chaotic state that we're trying to figure out. And I think it's obvious to me that the same mechanisms that enable this kind of drama on social media will lead us to connect on a deep level as humans in a positive way. Like social media, I know it's cliche to say, but like that's what they dream about. Like even Facebook and all of them, they want to connect people, like. And discover cool people, cool communities. You learn stuff, you grow, you challenge yourself, you meet friends, meet people you fall in love with, all of that. Like, and just have an enriching life to where if you use a piece of social media, TikTok is a little better at this. When you're done using it, you feel a little bit better than you did before. But the problem, the problem.
You
with
don't feel like a loser when you scroll through videos all day?
No, the problem with TikTok does is it made it so addicting that you don't want to look away. I think you feel like a loser because you've looked at it for a very long time versus I'm referring to more like it's more the virality of TikTok spreads drama less, I would say.
Right, than like Twitter,
Twitter
which is all drama.
Yeah, it's not all drama, but
it's a lot of fucking drama.
It's a lot of drama, and the drama somehow spreads faster than on other networks.
It's interesting when you see narratives and that those narratives are not accurate, and you see narratives that get pushed.
When I swim, I'm drowning in. I sing when I swim.